Hi, welcome to Election Central Brantford. And our guest, Phil Gillies, from the PC Party, that's here to talk with you and have a great conversation with everybody here about what's going on. We have a few questions. Phil, thank you for joining us.
Stephen, I wouldn't have missed it. Thanks so much for having me.
Really appreciate it.
No, this is great. This is great.
Gosh, it's been forever and a day. It's like we've been talking about this for almost 4 years now.
Yeah, it's been, well, the last election in 2011, of course, producing a minority, led to all kinds of speculation about, will there be an election? And when will there be an election? And now, finally, here we are.
Exactly, yeah. And I just remember we were upstairs. It was you, me, a couple other of your friends. Susan Nezhel was there.
Sue Nezhel, yeah, absolutely.
We were there, and we're just, talking and having a great time.
Yeah.
And then it was just sort of like, wow, it's only 3 years away, and now here we are.
I know, exactly. Here we are. Like it or not, we're into it now.
Holy geez. So how are you feeling about everything?
I'm just great. Yeah. Just terrific. I'm really enjoying it. It's been a while since I ran in my last election because, in the old riding of Brantford, I ran 4 times. I was elected twice, but ran a total of 4 times. And it's just great to be back at it. It's great to be out hearing what people are thinking and what their aspirations are, and to be sharing ideas. And I'm really, really enjoying it.
That's great. So from the last time you were elected, that was what year? What year was that?
Believe it or not, the last time I was elected was 1985. So it's a while ago. It's a while ago. But I was just a kid.
Yeah.
I was very young in my first go-round in politics for 2 terms.
Well, aren't you in the history books?
Not quite, no. There have been younger MPs and MPPs than me. I was elected when I was 26, which is certainly at the young end. But if I go back in now, that would be setting a new record. I'm told the longest gap between a member leaving Queen's Park and going back since Confederation. So there's a footnote for you.
That's pretty cool.
I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind that.
Good. That's great. That's great. And so how are you feeling about how politics was then to what it is now? Any change?
There's a lot of similarities. People are great. People are very open to hearing the ideas. They want to know what the parties stand for and what they're going to do after they win. That hasn't changed from the old days. But I find politics at Queen's Park is somewhat more hard-nosed. It's somewhat more confrontational than it used to be.
Really?
And that's a pity because I think we've lost some of the civility that we used to have. And if I am fortunate enough to go back to Queen's Park, I want to try to inject some of that back. There's no reason that there shouldn't be good personal relationships between members from the different parties. We used to have it, and we could have that again.
I totally agree. I totally agree. Well, thank you. Well, we're going to continue on with everything that we've got set up for our viewers, and some of the questions. We did send them out to you guys earlier.
Surely.
They're nothing large, but what we wanted to do is we had these questions that we just wanted to find out what's going on with the people that are running, right, and what's happening and how you guys feel about it. So, what inspired you to run in the riding of Brant?
Well, back in my old riding. People are very, very concerned. They're worried about what's been going on at Queen's Park, and they're worried about the future. They see their sons and daughters, their nieces and nephews graduating and not being able to find jobs, saddled with often huge student loans. They are very concerned about the cost of government, and they're concerned about taxes. They're concerned about hydro rates. I mean, we have the highest hydro rates in North America now, but they're slated in the next 5 years to go up another 40%. And this is particularly hard on people on fixed incomes, seniors and others. It's also very difficult to maintain a competitive position against other jurisdictions for our industries. So that's a big one. And unfortunately, people raised with me all too often all of the spending scandals at the provincial level. And they're saying to me, good Lord, can we not have a government in Ontario that treats our money with the respect with which we have to treat our own money. If I've had many a person say to me, if I kept my household accounts the way the Liberal government have been running the province, good Lord, where would we be? So these are all things that when people spoke to me and they said, that's what we want. That's the kind of government we want and the kind of representation we want. And that really was the impetus for me coming back.
So out of concern. So you heard a lot of concerns. So
a lot
your
of
inspiration,
yeah.
you know, showed up from people having concern, and that's pretty much what got you in there?
That's very much it. I think, well, I learned years ago from the politicians that I knew and admired the most, people like Premier Bill Davis and so on, that there's nothing better than serving the community. That the meaning of public service is paramount. There are any number of things we can do in our lives, but if you have an opportunity, whether it's in a community organization, the kind of work you do, Stephen, whether it's in charity, or whether it's in public life, that we do have an obligation to try to make the world a bit better than the way it was when we found it. So in my own little way, that brought me back.
That's really cool. Well, thank you for sharing that. I really appreciate that. Now, second question, question number 2. All right, if elected, what would you like to have as your legacy?
A couple of things.
Yeah.
One is we've had great success in Brantford and Brant with the growth of the Laurier campus downtown and seeing university post-secondary opportunities available for our young people. But at the same time, we've seen the college opportunities moving out of town. We had a thriving campus of Mohawk College on Elgin Street for years. I was part of seeing that established and grow years ago when I was MPP. We've seen that largely leave, and I'd like to see more college and training opportunities locally. Now, if Mohawk isn't going to do it, then we have to engage another college to come in, most likely Conestoga. So that's very important. People are very concerned about health care. Now, I think that Brant Community Health Service, of course, who run BGH and Willett, I think they're doing a pretty good job. I know they've taken steps to try to reduce their bureaucracy and concentrate on frontline healthcare. That's entirely where I want to go. We want to eliminate bureaucracy that we think is unnecessary, like the local integrated health networks, the office up in Burlington. We don't need that. We can have a lot more of our healthcare decisions being made locally here by our own administration. And so I'm concerned about the availability of doctors for people. We don't have a walk-in clinic at present, since a couple of walk-in clinics have opened and closed. I hear concern about that. And then there's transportation. We are very fortunate as a community to be located on one of the 400 series highways, the 403. But we haven't seen the kind of economic benefit from that I think is there as a potential. Because look at down the 401, the growth that's gone on in Kitchener-Waterloo, Guelph, Cambridge. So I want to concentrate on that. Part of that transportation infrastructure has to be bringing GO service to Brantford.
Oh, that'd be wonderful.
Yeah, whether it's GO buses from Brantford to downtown Hamilton or whether it's to Aldershot, that's yet to be determined. But you know, the Liberals have been talking about that for 10 years, and they're still talking about it. It's time to finally do something.
So to wrap up your legacy conversation, so basically you want to help out with the transportation, make sure the elderly are being taken care of, and well, you know,
healthcare, healthcare, college and training opportunities, transportation links. Those have got to be 3 of the top things.
That's great. Thank you for that one. I really like that. No, like really, I think that's wonderful. So third question, or it's like that too if you want to go into Europe. What can you say to our viewers right now about getting out and voting?
I can't imagine that there has been a more important provincial election in living memory than this one.
Yeah.
If people are concerned about the crippling debt, the growth in government bureaucracy and spending, if they're concerned about their hydro bills going up and up and up with no relief in sight, if they're concerned about unemployment among our young people and the need for more opportunities for them, then I want people to know that there is hope. Yeah. You don't have to believe what certain politicians say. There's an inevitability. This is the way it is and it has to be this way. I'm saying, no, it doesn't. It doesn't have to be this way. We can make better decisions. We can make better decisions as a community, and we can make better decisions at Queen's Park that are going to give relief to our taxpayers, give relief to our energy consumers, give relief to young people looking for opportunities. So it's very, very important. If you want to see change, at Queen's Park, get out and vote in this election.
Awesome. Awesome. And now, where can we find you?
You can find me all over the streets of Brantford, Paris, St. George, Burford, and in between. But our election headquarters is at 71 Charing Cross Street at the corner of North Park Street.
It's where the Domino's Pizza is
It's
now.
where the new Domino's Pizza is.
Right,
and
right,
boy,
right.
a lot of people are finding us that way, let me tell you. Not that I have a favorite of all the pizza parlors, because they're all great.
And you're also on Facebook.
We're on Facebook. I'm on Twitter.
Yeah.
Easy to remember, just at Phil Gillies, one word. And if you want to phone us because you want more information, or you want a lawn sign, or you want to help on the campaign,
Absolutely.
just give us a call, 519-759-4949. 759-4949.
Perfect.
Wonderful.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Phil. We really
Stephen,
appreciate it.
thank you so much.
Everybody, Phil Gillies, thank you very much for coming in
Great
and joining
to be
us.
here,
We
and
really appreciate it.
love all the great work you do here at the Polish Hall on Pearl. I feel I've been coming in here since I was a kid, because I have. Gives you an idea how old the hall is. But it's wonderful to be here, Stephen and Matt. Thank you very much.
We appreciate you being here, and this is what it's all about, community and building community. So thank you.
Bet.